Excel Tutorial 5, pages 262 through 267. On page 262, please follow the steps to open and do a file save as and save your file with the file name in the book. And then enter your name, just like they tell you to in step 2. Also the date. Go over the data definitions. Okay, again, never ever do anything in this textbook without reading about it and understanding what you're doing, so that you understand that TRN date is a transaction date, what segment means. Okay, so you're not just clicking buttons, you actually understand the purpose behind it. Step number 4 says go to the cash receipts worksheet. Read the explanation about it, and they tell you to scroll to row 122. I'm going to use a Control-END end to take me down so I can see it. 122 is the last record on this worksheet. Okay, go ahead and read about freezing your rows and columns. And after you read that, let's move up to the top of page 263, step number 1, Control Home, which takes you back up to A1. On the ribbon, click your View tab. On the View tab in your Windows group, click the Freeze Panes button and then click Freeze Top Row. Okay, so in our View tab, in our Windows group, it says Freeze Panes. Okay, and we want to freeze the top row. You're going to see a horizontal line zip right across there. It's going to show you now what's going to happen is your top row is going to stay static no matter how much you scroll. Okay, that's a really important thing to learn how to do. Even if you don't understand why now, take my word on that one. Now, as you scroll, each record, you can see exactly what this is a reference to. Okay, so again, something important for you to know how to do. All right, Control Home. Now, to unfreeze the top row of the worksheet, the bottom of page 263, once again on the View tab in the Window group, we are going to go back to Freeze Panes. We're going to select Unfreeze Panes. You notice that before Unfreeze Panes wasn't there. That's because nothing was frozen. Okay, it's contextual and it only shows up when you need it. Now, that took that nice little line out. You're no longer frozen, and now when you scroll, as you can see, it's no longer frozen. Okay? All right, flip over to page 264 and read about creating an Excel table. Okay, creating an Excel table and saving time with Excel tables. All right, to create an Excel table from the cash receipts data. So what you're going to do is you're going to click onto any cell within here. You don't want to be clicked over here. Any cell within our cash receipts information. Step number 2. On the ribbon, click the Insert tab. In the Tables group, click the Table button. Okay, so look at your different groups on here all the way across. Read them all. Tables is right here. Okay, we're going to click on the Table button. All right, the Create Table dialog box opens, and as you can see, it's selected all the data for us that's in all this information about our cash receipts. If that wasn't correct, we could just redrag whatever we wanted. In this case, however, let's just check and make sure. Check in step number 3, read right here, and make sure yours reads exactly like it has in the book, the absolute value of A1 through the absolute value of E122. Verify that the My Table Has Headers checkbox is selected. It is, because this is a header row, and obviously that's not data. That's a header, so you don't want that to be included in our table as if it were data. So that tells it I have a header row. Okay? When you do that, go ahead and click OK. And now all of this data has been converted into a table. Okay. Move on to step number 6. Select any cell in the table, doesn't matter which one, and scroll down. Okay? Now, as we start to scroll, you'll see that these header rows, which are now our filters, stay intact and stay right there so you can see everything. And that's, again, something really important you need to learn to do, so that it makes your data much more clear as you're working, so that you understand what each field is a reference to. Step number 7, Control Home if you're not already there. Okay, now you know how to create a table. It was pretty easy, right? Okay, turn the page. 266, renaming an Excel table. Okay, so we are clicked someplace here in our table. It really doesn't matter where, as long as you're in here someplace, yes? On the Table Tools Design tab, okay, we have a contextual tab because we have a table, and we're on our Table Tools Design tab. In the Properties group, again, always read all the names of your groups to familiarize yourself with it, and there's our Properties group on the far left-hand side. Select Table 1 in the Table Name box. Table Name box, oops, Table 1. Type January data. Please note there are no spaces in this. That's super important. You cannot have a space in there. Okay, so type in January data. After the word January, your inclination is going to be to press that space bar. Resist that inclination. Type in January data and press your enter key. Remember, you always have to press your enter key to make Excel take things. Okay, check it real quick. If you made a misspelling, highlight right over it, spell it correctly, and you're all set. Got it? All right, go ahead and read really quickly about modifying an Excel table, okay, so that you know all about that. And then we're going to move up to the top of page 267 to format the January data table. Okay, so we are clicked someplace within this table, yes? On the Table Tools Design tab, in the Table Styles group, click the More button for the gallery. Okay, Table Tools Design tab, Table Styles group, that right there is your More button. See how you light it and you get the screen tip that says More? And that's going to drop the gallery of all your different styles for you. Step number 2. In the Table Styles gallery, in the Medium section, click Table Style Medium 3. Okay, we have light, medium, and dark. In our Medium section, we are looking for Medium 3. There it is right there. It's that first orange one. Go ahead and click it to select it. And now your table has a beautiful orange format. Step number 3. In the Table Styles Options group, right there, click the banded row checkbox. The alternating row colors disappear. The table is more challenging to read this way, so we're going to turn around and reapply the banded rows. Okay, so banded rows, checkbox means it has a check and it's turned on, so turn it off. And as you can see, that does make it more difficult to read. We don't like that, so what are you going to do? Turn it right back on. And do you see, when you have every other row colored, how much easier it is to read and your eyes go across, and you don't have the problem of your eye dropping down and missing, you know, hitting the next row. So always go with the banded rows to make it easier to read. Step number 5, change the width of columns A through E to 12 characters. Okay, so all of these to, how do you want to do this? You know we can do it right here and we can pull it, right? And do you remember the other way to go do it? Another way to change it, there's a couple. We go here, right? And we want to resize our column. Okay, so that's our column width. I believe they said 12, yes? Okay, again, a couple of different ways to do it. I just like that one because it's accurate. You can, of course, do it any way you want as long as you know how to do it. Step number 6, select the amount column and change the values to the accounting format. So in our amount column, do you remember where the accounting format is located? I'm asking you, do you know? Okay, so go up here to your number group on your home tab. Right there, it says accounting number format. Click it, and you're set. Make cell A1 the active cell. And right now, go ahead and save. And you're ready to go on to your next video.